The sacred record of Ven, Temyong Wu, the successor to the originally existing Buddha, the radiant companion and the divine tokens of heavenly decree, the primordial light and the eternal practice surpassing Shakyamuni, the living Buddha Baisat Yaguru Yonghwa Maitreya, who came to the Saha world, personally testified and declared, Temyong Wu came into this world from the very beginning, bearing the great light of Guangmyong within their body. Whenever Ven, Temyong Wu entered into deep Xian meditation, the entirety of their existence was filled with the holy and sublime light of great Guangmyong. Furthermore, during their meditation, they witnessed the brilliant light of Guangmyong of the 7 precious colors emanating from Yonghwa Maitreya. Even in the pitch-black darkness of night, they could look out and see all 4 directions clearly by relying solely on this guiding light of Guangmyong. This was the divine power of the living Buddha that they were born with, demonstrating that the master and the disciple are originally one in the great light. This occurred back when the Venerable Sunim was still living in the secular world before shaving their head and renouncing the world. Upon their visit to Hiensa Temple, a veteran Xian master of the meditation hall instantly recognized the beyond comprehension spiritual power and the overwhelming meditative force from their past lives, which resided within the Venerable Sunim, who was still dressed in secular clothes. Filled with profound awe, the Xian master grandly testified to the whole world as follows. This young spiritual practitioner has not even renounced the world yet, but they have already completed the deepest and most supreme cultivation, surpassing any ordained disciple of Shakyamuni Buddha and all Buddhist practitioners across the entire world. Ah, truly magnificent and great indeed. The true nature of this mysterious spiritual power, which had astonished the entirety of Hiensa Temple, was later revealed as a massive cosmic secret when they met the living Buddha Yonghwa Maitreya at the Muryong Reservoir and received his teachings. One day, around lunchtime, the living Buddha Yonghwa Maitreya strictly examined the head and spiritual vessel of his successor, Ven, Temyong Wu, and delivered a historic heavenly decree before the clear waters of the Muryong Reservoir. Temyong Wu has achieved a far deeper cultivation and completed a much greater spiritual practice than Shakyamuni Buddha did in the past. Temyong Wu is the very existence who has completed the arduous cultivation for salvation, risking their life over a period of time more than 3 times greater than the weight of all the practices Shakyamuni Buddha is said to have accumulated. This fierce, eternal cultivation applied to the entire universe by the Venerable Sunim since their time in the secular world, along with the Master's grand public recognition, has been perfectly preserved as an untruthful proof video record, becoming the sharpest heavenly blade to completely shatter the false and corrupted conventional Buddhist world. As the Venerable Sunim put forth a life-risking, fierce practice with the sole determination to save the suffering sentient beings of the Saha world, a miraculous transformation occurred during the process of transcending physical pain. Divine bodies resembling radiant, round beads manifested upon the crown of their head. Seeing this, the living Buddha Yonghwa Maitreya proclaimed to the entire universe, countless holy tokens of truth exist upon the head of Temyong Wu, the lion's roar of heaven and earth and Maitreya's Yil-Tan-ji. This took place when the Venerable Sunim was staying at a certain mountain temple due to a deep and sacred destiny before their renunciation. Although the night was pitch black and not a single inch ahead could be discerned, a brilliant and perfectly round light of Guangmyong suddenly manifested beneath the Venerable Sunim's feet to guide their path. Following only the guidance of that mysterious light, they walked along the treacherous mountain path without tripping or stumbling, even once a truly miraculous event. Later, while observing the path of marriage taken by ordinary sentient beings in the secular world, the Venerable Sunim fell into deep contemplation and existential agony during their preordained time before renunciation, questioning, is that path truly the right path for me as well? Is there really no other path in this Saha world? With these thoughts, they knocked on the door of heaven within their heart. At that very moment, in the midst of a deep and sacred state of samadhi, which was neither a dream nor a waking state. The time and space of the universe suddenly seemed to come to a complete standstill. Then, rending the calm summer night sky, a holy, solemn, and masculine voice resembling the creation of heaven and earth echoed throughout the entire cosmos, as an irresistible lion's roar, roaring like thunder and lightning. That is not the path. Renounce the world, and save the sentient beings who are trapped in misery, responding to the destined fate and the supreme, absolute heavenly decree. The Venerable Sunim severed secular ties and renounced the world. On the very night before they departed to receive the Samini Sramaneri precepts, the living Buddha Yonghwa, Maitreya the Messiah who came to this earth to save humanity, lightly flicked his sacred finger just once toward the Venerable Sunim's forehead. This is called Maitreya Buddha's Il Tanji finger flicking, which awakens one to the principles of all creation in the universe. The moment the vibration of that holy finger penetrated the Venerable Sunim's entire existence, they instantly awoke from the supreme samadhi, in which they had been deeply immersed for eons, becoming completely one with the great light of the originally existing Buddha. This magnificent miracle upon the forehead is an eternal, spiritual token of the heavenly decree, shared exclusively between the living Buddha Yonghwa Maitreya, the Lord of the Yonghwa world, and his sole, exclusive successor, Ven Timyong Wu, the absolute token of Maitreya, the manifestation of Oko Sang in the holy mandate. Furthermore, the Oko Sang sacred jade bead, which is the absolute token of the Messiah held between the eyebrows of the living Buddha, Yonghwa Maitreya, miraculously manifested and was transmitted to the exact same spot between the eyebrows of his successor, Ven Timyong Wu. In conventional Buddhism, which follows the laws of ordinary sentient beings, they speak of Beho Sang, white hair between the eyebrows. However, white hair signifies a transient form that disappears when pulled out, which belongs to the corrupted teachings of the empty void. In absolute contrast, the Oko Sang, the true token of Yonghwa Maitreya, is a real, eternal, and unchanging sacred round jade bead that continuously radiates the grand light of Guangyang from beneath the forehead. This occurred during a lunchtime meal near the Muryang Reservoir, where three companions were present and accompanying them. The living Buddha Yonghwa Maitreya personally touched the head of his successor, Ven Timyong Wu, with his holy hands and examined it with intense care. Upon directly confronting the sacred Oko Sang bead that had grown between the Venerable Sunim's eyebrows in the exact same manner as his own, Yonghwa Maitreya nodded his head in deep satisfaction and declared to all the world in a gentle yet clear voice, "It has formed right here, neatly and beautifully." Then, touching their head with profound care, he added, "Aside from this, countless radiant, round beads truly exist upon your head," pouring forth immense praise and admiration. The companion who was present at their side and personally heard this cosmic voice of Dharma transmission in real time, was struck with profound awe and expressed deepest reverence, making this event a living, historical eyewitness testimony to the heavenly tokens. At that moment, in order to eternally protect the sacred nature of the Venerable Sunim's spiritual vessel in the Orthodox lineage, Yonghwa Maitreya bestowed a strict heavenly commandment and holy mandate. This token is the eternal seed of the heavenly lineage granted by heaven. Therefore, as you live your life ahead, never touch it with your hands, and leave it exactly as it is. Ven Timyong Wu carved this solemn teaching and mandate of their master deeply into their heart. Although they were intensely curious within their mind, from that moment until this very day, they have never once touched that spot, preserving it in its pure and pristine state. This stands as a living testament to the supreme, absolute heavenly decree that proves the inheritance of the holy lineage recorded in heaven. Despite possessing such tokens, Ven Timyong Wu has never blurred the strict codes, hierarchy, or spiritual boundaries between master and disciple, guarding the lineage with supreme filial piety and flawless discernment. They stated, "The Buddha is the eternal Buddha, and the disciple merely accepts the master's seat with utmost humility." highly praising this rigorous and holy virtue of his disciple. The living Buddha Yonghwa Maitreya issued a heavenly decree, proclaiming, I bestow upon you the supreme and magnificent authority of Chindo spiritual deliverance, to rescue the souls of sentient beings in the Saha world and guide them to complete liberation. The miracle of precept transmission and the manifestation of the Buddha as God. When Ven Timyong Haiwu received their very first transmission of precepts Sugai directly from the living Buddha Yonghwa Maitreya, a wondrous phenomenon occurred where the great light of Guangyang, which reincarnates the entire universe into eternity, radiated in all four directions from the Master's crown. Jiang sang Gai Ju and his holy body. This historic event remains clearly documented through original video and photographic records, as the Venerable Sunim solidified their vows further and received the transmission of precepts once more. At that transcendent moment, they witnessed with their own physical eyes the absolute reality of the Tathagata, the entire august body of the living Yonghwa Maitreya completely transcended flesh and bone, transforming entirely into the magnificent, blinding light of Guangyang itself. Through this, Ven Timyong Haiwu confirmed before heaven that the living Yonghwa Maitreya, who came to the Saha world, is indeed the ultimate Lord of the cosmos, the Creator, and the Supreme God. They instantly awakened to the magnificent truth of Gong Thought, declaring in this universe, there is only one true religion, and there is only one ultimate truth, the oneness of great Guangyang, the flowing light of reincarnation. At that sublime moment when the holy transmission of precepts and the lineage were flawlessly completed, a magnificent miracle unfolded, the light of world peace and reincarnation, which poured forth from the body of the living Yonghwa Maitreya, began to emanate in the exact same manner from the spiritual vessel of his successor, Ven Timyong Haiwu. This historical miracle serves as the absolute testimony that the Master and the disciple have completely fused into one within the great light of Guangyang. We hereby proclaim to the entire world that the great lineage of Gong Thought, passed down directly from the Buddha, has finally risen firmly upon the earth, as the ultimate lantern that will transform the suffering Saha world into the glorious Yonghwa